In a fierce, bruising, emotionally charged clash that will live in the memory of every Mexican football fan, El Tri took one giant step toward their 13th CONCACAF Gold Cup title by defeating Honduras 1-0 in a volatile semifinal that was as much war as it was football, with the only goal of the match coming from Fulham striker Raúl Jiménez at the 49th minute after a moment of absolute genius by Mexico's rising prodigy, the niño maravilla Gilberto Mora, who sliced open the Honduran defense with a silky assist that left Jimenez in prime position to clinically bury the ball past a helpless Menjivar, igniting the packed stadium of 68,500 fans into thunderous celebration and shifting the momentum entirely in Mexico's favor, as from that moment forward it was complete domination by the men in green, who ran the second half like conquerors, while Honduras collapsed into disarray, unable to land a single shot on goal and failing to mount any meaningful resistance. A stark contrast to the blood and thunder first half, where aggression, fouls, and chaos defined the tempo more than tactical quality, with 3 yellow cards, 10 fouls, and a near brawl at the 12th minute setting the tone early, an incident sparked by Ramel Kyoto's unnecessary aggression on a dead ball near the Mexican bench, which led to a scuffle involving both teams and saw Memo Ochoa, the 5-time World Cup veteran, shown yellow for trying to de-escalate the situation. And things didn't cool down from there, as Luis Crisanto delivered a brutal stomp on Alexis Vega at the 24th minute that somehow only drew a yellow and not a red, despite the demands of the Mexican squad for the referee to consult VAR, followed by a similarly reckless foul by Anthony Lozano, all of which painted a picture of a Honduran side more interested in confrontation than competition, with Mexico attempting to play through the mayhem, producing the only real chances in the half, including a near miss by Johan Vazquez at the 37th and a beautiful build-up by Marcel Ruiz just before halftime. But the biggest miss came in stoppage time when Jimenez flubbed an open look right in front of goal, one of those haunting moments fans would have replayed endlessly had Mexico lost. But fate had other plans. The second half was an entirely different script, as Gilberto Mora took the game into his own hands, slicing through the midfield, creating magic, and delivering the assist that led to the game's only goal. And just 1 minute later, he nearly assisted another when he served a perfect ball to Alvarado, who inexplicably botched the finish by blasting it into the chest of the Honduran keeper instead of the back of the net. A miss that could have made the score 2-0 and slammed the door shut on Honduras entirely, though that didn't stop the wave of pressure, as Edson Alvarez found the net at the 55th minute only for VAR to rule it offside, adding more drama and controversy to a match already burning with tension, with Honduran players claiming a foul on Vazquez in the build-up that was ultimately dismissed, though the mood only intensified from there as Mexico kept pressing and Honduras kept unraveling, unable to maintain structure, discipline, or offensive rhythm as their frustration boiled over and their tactical discipline collapsed, all while Gilberto Mora continued to terrorize their backline, with every touch of the ball hinting at danger and every run carving open opportunities that his teammates couldn't quite convert. Still, even without a second goal, Mexico's control was absolute, suffocating Honduras defensively and mentally, turning the final whistle into a mercy more than a conclusion, as the Catracos failed to record a single shot on target in the entire second half, a stunning stat that reflects how thoroughly they were neutralized, broken, and outclassed after halftime. And just as the game had begun with a brawl, it ended with tempers boiling over again in the dying minutes, another heated confrontation erupting on the pitch, as if symbolic of a match that had always teetered between football and fury. But the final result was clear. Mexico had passed the test, not just tactically, but emotionally and physically, surviving a match dripping in intensity, soaked in fouls, and full of stakes, setting up what promises to be a blockbuster Gold Cup final against the United States on Sunday, July 7th at the NRG Stadium in Houston, a historic clash between CONCACAF's two titans, a classic border war with everything on the line. For Mexico, a chance at their 13th title and a firm reclaiming of regional dominance after recent struggles, and for the USA, their shot at Gold Cup number 8 and a statement of supremacy in a rivalry that never stops giving. The question now is what fate has in store, what drama, what passion, what heartbreaking glory will unfold under the Texas lights, and whether Mexico's new generation led by the electric Mora can carry them across the finish line, or if the stars and stripes will rise in the most bitter and beautiful of footballing battles. One thing is certain, the war is far from over, and the final chapter will be written in fire, blood, sweat, and glory.